All right, let's talk about everything around chat inside a website. So where I'm going to go here is just right inside of websites. Probably should be called like chat widgets or something, but right now it's called websites. All right, so inside websites, here you'll see a few different things. You'll see a list where you can see all of the websites that you have, all the chat locations that you have. To add a new one, you simply create a new one, and we have all of these functions that I'm going to come back to in just a minute in the upper right-hand corner. You'll notice we also have a privacy policy. In order to help be compliant with things like GDPR, we need you to put in a privacy policy statement there. Okay, so work with your own attorneys and your own legal stuff to put that in, but that's where you'll put that, and that'll apply across all of your different chats that you have. So one place to kind of put all of that in. Now inside here, you'll see a name, a URL, a token, a locale, type, link, embed, and delete, edit. Okay, so let's go across these. The name. This is the friendly name. This is the name you've given this so that when you go do reporting, or when this comes into the queue or the inbox of Echo, this is the name that you'll see. So this needs to be just a name that's familiar and friendly for you to be able to know what it is. Next is the URL. This again is mostly for reporting purposes so that you'll know where this chat widget is located. Next is the token, and this is just a bunch of nerdy information really that is just a way for you to see that this is correctly configured on your website. But for the most part, this is just nerdy and something you don't really need to worry about. You'll see the locale, meaning the language locale. By default, I think it's English, which is EN, but you can change that to any language you'd like. And then you have the type of chat widget this is. Is this a full screen? Is this a panel? In this case, it looks like we have mostly panels and one full screen. And then you get a link so that you can actually just look at that chat and experiment with that chat right here. And then lastly, you have, not lastly, but next, you have your embed code. So this embed code, when you click this, this is what you need to copy and paste into your website in order for chat to work. And that just goes in the body of your website there. Of course, you can delete these here by just choosing one of these. And when you do, you can just delete that website. And then lastly, you can go in and edit this website. And when you do edit this, you'll see that we have this full screen editor that lets us edit all of the different bits of information about these, whether it is full screen or if it is a panel. Either way, it'll let you see what that looks like and what you can do to edit it and change things around. So, how do we create one of these? Well, let's go up into the new area of creating a new chat website. Here we can indicate, is this a full screen or a panel? Those are our two choices. We can indicate what locale we want this in. We can give it a name. For this, again, this is the friendly name. It's going to be what shows up in the inbox area of Echo. It's also going to be what shows up in reporting, and it's going to give us the URL for reporting purposes and for us to better understand where this is located. Now next you'll see this huge, super huge checkbox, hide chat when no agents are available. So if you have the chat icon on your screen for like the panel, you can make that icon appear and disappear on your website depending on if agents are available. So if you have responders logged in and they have permission to answer conversations from that chat, then it'll show the icon so that a seeker can start a conversation with you. However, if you log in and there's no responders online, or maybe there are responders online, but no one has permission to access your particular this particular chat, then it won't show the icon. So it just is going to help kind of give the users a better experience if you want that. Next, we have some themes with some colors, and then a way to choose your own colors. And then we have a bunch of information here. However, my opinion is what you should do, we've kind of updated some things, so I'm just going to put in demo chat, and the URL is demo.echoglobal.com.org. And so down below here, I'm just going to click update this website here. And when I do, it's going to take me now into a new editor that we're introducing. And so this is a much cleaner way for you really to do everything else inside here. So really all I've done is given it a name, demo chat, and a URL of where it is. And that's really everything else we can do from this page. So I'm going to start with this full frame experience, which we have here. And then I'm just going to show you each of these different things we can do. So welcome to chat. So here at the very top, I can just edit that and put in a welcome to chat icon or set of text. And you'll see a new button has shown up that says publish changes. So right now these changes aren't live until I hit publish changes. I can add a banner image. I'm not going to upload one right now, but I could choose that and then just upload the file to upload the banner. I then have these fields, topic and what's your name. And so here we can go in and edit these fields, and we can choose to make them required by checking this checkbox. We can also toggle on the visibility of asking for their email address or not. So those are your three choices that you have right now. And you can make this, say this in whatever order in whatever phrasing you'd want it to say. So it could be as simple as name and topic. Whatever you'd want it to say, you could change that and have that there. All right, and then this Start Chat button under here, we can write words. And I can go ahead and just save those. And these words will appear underneath this button. And so this button is set up to say Start Chat, and then underneath this you can have some additional information. So this may be a place where you say, like, we'd love to have a conversation with you to talk more about. This is kind of a way for you to frame what is this chat that they're about to get into. Now, we can go in and choose our background color. We can choose our font color, our button color, and we can modify the privacy policy if we want to specifically for this particular site. We could type that information in there. All right. And so once that information is done and ready to go, and then one other thing. So that's a new, that's like the front page. Then we can go to the in queue, and so here's where we could type in like, please wait while we find someone to talk with you. You could put in some sort of kind of waiting message that would show up there. And so then that's going to show the seeker's name and please wait while we find somebody for you. And then lastly is missed. So here is a place by default, since I didn't fill out any of that information before. Sorry we missed you. We could put in something like that. And then we could go in and tell them directions. So give your name and email, and we'll contact you back and something like that. And so here we can kind of say some information about that. It has a place for their name, which will already be pre-populated with the name they gave us. If on the very front end you had the email address as one of the fields available and they had typed it in, it would go ahead and pre-populate that email. And then that would let them type in the body of the message and then hit submit. Okay, so, and then that comes in the inbox of Echo, and based on user's permission, they can access that and then send that person an email in response. Great, so that's the way that looks. We can also change this over to a panel mode. You'll see that it can retain those different settings that we have here that I did before, the NQ option and the mist option. So I can just choose to publish that and make that a panel instead. So those are your choices, the full frame or a panel inside that. That's the way that looks. Okay, and so once that's done, then we would do one of two things. We could either click on this link, and I'll just do that in a new tab. We could click that and go over and take a peek at that. Whoops, sorry. Or we could go in. I didn't upload an icon for this as a panel, so we don't see that exactly in this scenario here. Let's do this full screen one. Sorry. So here we'll see this full screen option. Here's this information inside here, and so we can actually participate in this chat as if we were the ones doing it. And then we can go in and just get that link directly. This lets us test it, look at it in its full stage. It looks like this one needed some work with whatever I changed on it. You've got your embed code that you would copy and paste into your account. And then and that's really it. So that's everything about creating a chat, whether that is a chat for a particular website that goes across the whole website, or maybe you want to even have specific chats based on the landing page that are different in some way. And you can take, even though that full frame experience that I showed you earlier, it doesn't have to be full screen. We have a lot of users that'll use that full frame, but then it's responsive, meaning it'll change size depending on what you're going to do. So we have a lot of users that'll embed that right in the web page, right inside just kind of an area that it'll conform to that area nicely and make it really easy for you to have conversations there. So hope this is helpful. This is everything about chat and websites. Of course, as always, if you have any questions, please reach out to us and let us know. Thanks for taking the time to learn more about this.